Breaking news, family. Welcome back to my channel. Apparently, 9 South African soldiers have been killed in fierce fighting with M23 rebels in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the South African National Defense Force. The troops were deployed as part of the South African Development Community Mission in the DRC, and they were engaged in a 2-day battle to prevent the rebel group from advancing towards Goma, which is the provincial capital of North Kivu. Earlier today, I saw an article that spoke about 3 South African soldiers being killed. And this is a more recent article, and another 9 South Africans have been killed. So South Africa has been taking heavy casualties in this peacekeeping mission. And I just wanted to give a little backdrop on what's actually going on. Now, if you can recall, in December of 2023, they botched the national elections of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this resulted in severe clashes between the military and the insurgents. Now, most notably, the insurgent groups are known as M23 and the Allied Democratic Forces, or the ADF. There are also 100 non-state armed groups which are active in the region. Now, apparently, M23 is a Tutsi rebel group with ties to the Rwanda and Ugandan governments, while the ADF is an ISIS-affiliated militia group with over 100 other active members in these other non-state agencies. Apparently, clashes have increased in February of 2024, which provoked some international outrage, and the conditions on a humanitarian level have become desperate. Now, through the eastern regions of the DRC are the most violent political forces, and December's elections contributed to a national state of political disorder and insecurity. I wanted to figure out, why is all of this taking place? Because these countries are neighbors. They live actually side by side, and one would think that this is all a random occurrence. But apparently, I did some digging and I found that since 1996, conflict in the eastern DRC has led to approximately 6 million deaths. The First Congo War began in the wake of the 1994 Rwandan genocide, during which ethnic Hutu extremists killed an estimated 1 million minority ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus in Rwanda, which is DRC's neighbor. As I mentioned earlier, M23 is a Tutsi rebel group. So how is it that the Tutsis and the Hutus began to have rebel forces in the DRC? Well, apparently, during and following the genocide, nearly 2 million Hutu refugees crossed the Congolese border, mostly settling in refugee camps in the North Kivu and South Kivu provinces. And I mentioned Kivu earlier. A small subset of those Rwandans who entered DRC were Hutu extremists who began organizing militias within the Congo. Pressure intensified as Tutsi militias organized against the Hutu groups and as foreign powers began taking sides. Apparently, following the Rwanda Patriotic Front's victory against the genocidal Rwandan government, the new Tutsi-led government began its involvement in DRC, then known as the Republic of Zaire. Rwandan troops under the leadership of President Paul Kagame and Congo-based Tutsi militias with Rwandan backing launched an invasion of Zaire, which was then under a dictatorship. And so, family, it seems to me that Rwanda and its genocide has actually precipitated this conflict which is taking place, because it actually facilitated and harbored Hutu militias, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And obviously, the government of Rwanda would take issue with this because the Hutu groups were responsible for the genocide. And so having them organize and gain membership and get stronger and get weapons obviously would have been unsettling. And at any moment, they could cross the border and try to bring about part 2 of the genocide. Also, the Tutsi rebels that are currently fighting today actually were birthed by the presence of Hutu rebels. Okay, and so family, let me know what your thoughts are about this um, situation that is taking place in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Prayers go out to the family of those killed in the fighting, notably those 12 South African fighters, the 3 from the previous situation and the 9 that happened hours ago. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all these dynamics. One love.